Imagine stepping into a world where every challenge, fear, or doubt isn't just something to overcome. It's a guidepost pointing toward your true purpose. What if understanding who you are depended on embracing the very parts of yourself you've tried to hide, suppress, or deny? This exploration dives deep into one of psychology's most transformative ideas, Carl Jung's concept of the shadow. This isn't merely theoretical. It's about uncovering profound truths that can reshape your life. By journey's end, you'll not only grasp the nature of your shadow, but also discover how it holds the key to unlocking your potential, purpose, and freedom. The insights we'll uncover may be among the most powerful and life-changing you'll ever encounter. Understanding the shadow. Carl Jung, a pioneer in depth psychology, described the shadow as the unconscious part of ourselves that we reject or disown. It encompasses traits, desires, and aspects of our personality deemed unacceptable or shameful. Paradoxically, this same shadow contains the seeds of our greatest strengths and the blueprint for a fulfilling existence. Consider how often discomfort drives us to avoid certain thoughts or behaviors. How frequently do we judge others for qualities we secretly recognize within ourselves? If you've ever reacted strongly to someone else's actions, there's a strong likelihood they've triggered a hidden aspect of your own psyche. Jung once remarked, "Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to a deeper understanding of ourselves." The shadow isn't solely about darkness, it's also about untapped potential, energy buried under layers of fear and shame. Reflect on your life. Are there parts of yourself you try to conceal from others, or even from yourself? Perhaps it's a fear of failure, deep-seated anger, persistent envy, or a passion you've dismissed as impractical or wrong. What if these weren't flaws to eradicate, but messages waiting to be understood? Embracing the shadow. Jung believed that confronting our shadow allows us to integrate it into conscious awareness, leading to what he called individuation, a process of becoming whole. This journey demands courage, honesty, and a willingness to step into the unknown. Yet the rewards are immeasurable. Individuation isn't about projecting a polished persona to the world. It's about embracing the complete and authentic self, including both light and shadow. Our greatest growth comes not from rejecting our shadow, but from embracing it. In mythology, every hero faces their inner darkness. Hercules battled not only external monsters, but also his rage and flaws. Luke Skywalker confronted the darkness within himself before becoming a Jedi. These narratives mirror our psychological journeys. Are you ready to face the parts of yourself you've been running from and ask, what are you trying to teach me? The shadow as a guide. Jung's philosophy teaches us that the shadow isn't an adversary, but a guide. It whispers through dreams, fears, and relationships. Have you ever had a recurring dream or felt inexplicably drawn to a particular idea or person? These could be signs of your shadow attempting to communicate. The process begins with awareness. Pay attention to emotions and reactions that feel disproportionate or intense. These are often clues to the aspects of yourself you've hidden away. Once identified, acceptance follows. Not by acting on every impulse or indulging every desire, but by acknowledging these parts without judgment and understanding their role in your life. Imagine how liberating it would be to no longer fear your flaws, but instead see them as tools for growth. Think of how much more authentic and confident you could become by embracing your entire self. Practical steps for integration. To integrate your shadow into daily life, consider these practical steps. Self-inquiry. Challenge your assumptions about who you are. Ask yourself, what do I fear most about myself? What have I been told is unacceptable about me? What passions or dreams have I abandoned because they felt impractical or unworthy? Journaling. Write down your reflections. Jung kept extensive journals to explore his unconscious mind and encouraged others to document their dreams, which serve as direct lines to the unconscious. Dialogue with your shadow. Engage with your shadow as if it were a separate entity. Through journaling, meditation, or visualization, ask questions like, why do you feel this way? What are you trying to protect me from? What do you need from me to feel acknowledged? Recognize projections. When someone triggers a strong emotional response, ask yourself, what does this reaction reveal about me? Am I projecting a part of my shadow onto them? Embrace creativity. Channel suppressed energy into creative pursuits. A suppressed anger might fuel advocacy, while a hidden desire for attention could inspire artistic expression. Transformative impact. When you embrace your shadow, you reclaim energy once spent hiding it, allowing you to channel it into pursuits aligned with your authentic self. Traits and feelings that once seemed overwhelming or shameful transform into sources of strength and wisdom. You'll live with greater authenticity, confidence, and purpose. Moreover, integrating your shadow doesn't just transform your inner world, it influences how you engage with life. You stop being at war with yourself and radiate inner peace, influencing how you approach challenges, opportunities, and even your purpose. Your wounds can become your wisdom, guiding you to help others recognize their value or create systems of justice. Collective transformation. Jung believed that integrating the shadow transforms not just individuals, but humanity itself. When you confront your own darkness, you cultivate compassion, understanding, and empathy. Recognizing shared struggles fosters connection and diminishes conflict. Imagine a world where people own their shadows, rather than projecting fears and insecurities onto others. Such awareness could deepen understanding and move humanity closer to collective enlightenment. A call to action. As we conclude, I invite you to look inward, not just at the parts of yourself you're proud of, but also at those you've hidden away. Ask yourself, what is my shadow trying to teach me? How can I use its lessons to live more authentically? What steps can I take today to begin this journey of integration? Remember, this isn't a one-time process, but a lifelong journey. Each step brings you closer to the person you're meant to be, a person of depth, purpose, and wholeness. Thank you for joining me on this exploration. May you find courage, wisdom, and peace as you continue to uncover the depths of your being. Understanding the shadow. At its core, the shadow represents the unconscious parts of ourselves that we reject or disown. These aspects may include traits we consider unacceptable, desires we deem shameful, or emotions we find difficult to confront. However, as Carl Jung emphasized, these hidden elements are not merely obstacles. They are integral pieces of our psyche waiting to be acknowledged and integrated. To understand the shadow more deeply, consider it as a reservoir of untapped potential. While it may contain dark qualities such as anger, envy, or fear, it also holds strengths, talents, and passions we've suppressed due to societal conditioning or personal insecurities. By bringing these hidden aspects into conscious awareness, we unlock doors to self-awareness, authenticity, and purpose. Why we avoid the shadow. Our aversion to the shadow often stems from early life experiences, where certain behaviors or feelings were deemed inappropriate or unworthy. For instance, a child who expresses anger might be told to suppress it, leading to an adult who struggles with unresolved frustration. Someone who shows vulnerability might face ridicule, causing them to build walls around their emotional core. Over time, these repressed parts form the shadow, a collection of denied aspects that continue to influence us subconsciously. The more we ignore or suppress them, the more they exert control over our lives, manifesting in ways like emotional outbursts, recurring conflicts, or unexplained dissatisfaction. Practical steps for shadow work. Engaging with the shadow requires intentionality and courage. Here are some actionable steps to help you begin this transformative journey. Self-inquiry. Asking the tough questions. Start by reflecting on your assumptions about yourself. Ask questions like, what do I fear most about myself? What have I been told is unacceptable about me? What passions or dreams have I abandoned because they felt impractical or unworthy? Write down your answers without judgment. This exercise helps bring buried thoughts to the surface, creating space for honest introspection. Journaling. Listening to your inner voice. Jung himself kept extensive journals to explore his unconscious mind. Use journaling as a tool to uncover hidden patterns and emotions. Pay attention to recurring dreams or symbols, strong reactions to specific situations or people, moments when you feel overwhelmed by emotions. Through writing, you can dialogue with your shadow, asking it questions like, why do you feel this way? What are you trying to protect me from? What do you need from me to feel acknowledged? Mindfulness, observing without judgment, practice. Mindfulness to observe your thoughts and emotions as they arise. When you notice a strong reaction, whether positive or negative, pause and ask, why am I reacting so strongly? Is there a part of myself I'm projecting onto this person or situation? This practice cultivates awareness, helping you recognize the shadow's influence in real time. dialogue, engaging with your shadow. Treat your shadow as a separate entity and engage in a conversation with it. This could be done through meditation, visualization, or journaling. Imagine sitting across from your shadow and asking, "What message do you have for me? How can I honor your presence in my life?" By listening to your shadow, you transform it from an adversary into a guide. The impact of shadow integration on personal growth. Integrating the shadow leads to profound personal growth. Instead of being at war with yourself, you embrace all aspects of who you are. This acceptance fosters increased self-awareness, greater emotional resilience, authenticity in thought and action. You'll discover that traits once seen as flaws, like anger or insecurity, are actually opportunities for growth. For example, anger can fuel advocacy or drive social change. Insecurity can inspire empathy and connection. On relationships, the shadow doesn't just affect your inner world, it shapes how you interact with others. Unresolved aspects of your shadow often manifest as conflict or tension in relationships. By becoming aware of this dynamic, you can transform conflict into growth, develop deeper compassion and understanding, build healthier, more meaningful connections. For instance, if someone triggers a strong emotional response in you, ask, "What does this reaction reveal about me? Am I projecting a part of my shadow onto this person?" This shift in perspective allows you to approach relationships with greater clarity and openness. On creativity and purpose, your shadow contains untapped potential waiting to be unleashed. Traits and feelings you've suppressed can become sources of creative inspiration and purpose. Consider an artist who channels pain into powerful works of art, an advocate who turns anger into action for justice, a writer who explores vulnerability to connect with readers. When you integrate your shadow, you reclaim energy once spent hiding it, allowing you to channel it into pursuits aligned with your authentic self. Your purpose isn't something you find externally. It emerges naturally when you align with your true identity, including both light and shadow. This isn't the end. It's the beginning of a new chapter, one where you embrace all of who you are and step boldly into the life you were meant to live. Do not be stingy with us by subscribing to the channel and activating the bell button to receive this type of videos. See you later.